Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of playing Minecraft Infinite. Today we are on release candidate 3. We have skipped a whole couple of release candidates. There's obviously, release candidate 2 we missed, but there's been minor patches that I've missed throughout the week. But we are on currently release candidate 3, and Matt, one of the Legacy Plus team members, has found a lot of bugs. And I have found some, and more minor discrepancies along the way. But let's take a look here. This is the changelog. If you want to read this, you can pause and take a look. But yeah, there's just a couple things that have been changed in Release Candidate 3. But today might not be as long as the last episode. I will try to keep this one short. I don't have very much time today to do this, so I'd like to make it rather quick. So let's get into the world, shall we? So I have made a bit of progress since the last episode. We left off in this plains area here, and I found this village house. Now I've kind of taken over this village house and extended it a little bit, and this is kind of how I always test in this mod. It's so much easier to find one of these village houses and revamp them than it is to try to build your own. I'll just go over quickly on what I've done. So I've taken over this house, and we got some stuff in here. And we have my resources. I've done a lot of caving. I've done mining off camera. Yeah, I literally did mining off camera. I'm sorry. I don't want to record every single thing, and I do. I would like to, progress more than just during a recording, but yeah, I do have some things. Food is rather dire at the moment, so that's why we have this farm over here, which I'm gonna be growing some potatoes and some wheat and maybe some cotton if I ever get some cotton seeds. Which is that what was in here? Oh no, those are melon seeds and pumpkins. I can grow those too, I guess. I didn't really think about making a spot for them, but it looks like we have a fully grown potato already. Maybe. I don't know if that was fully grown or not. I have a hard time. I don't really know what the full growth state is on these plants. I'll have to get used to that. But so this is unfinished. I didn't have a chance to finish it. It looks like some of my palm trees did grow, because I want to make like a little thatched kind of. I don't think thatched is the right word, but like a little, just like very open building with fences here. And I was gonna probably put like a glass roof in here or something. It's gonna be pretty nice, for all things considered, especially for one of these houses. And I was kind of inspired by a guy who I watched play this mod probably a couple months ago. I don't know if he still plays it, but his name is Beam04, I'm pretty sure. I'll put his name on screen, just in case I get it wrong. But he kind of had a playthrough of this mod where he extended the house, and I think he tried to extend like the village idea and like make a couple other houses, and he was pretty good at building. And so this is kind of what I was inspired by to do that. But yeah, this is the new humble abode. I probably won't be expanding this very much because the priority of this playthrough is testing currently. We have a bed which came from one of the village houses, which does work. I know a lot of people struggle with sleeping in this mod, and trust me, I feel your pain. And the big things to remember when you want to sleep in Infinite Plus is two things. There is a nightmare mechanic, just like beta Minecraft, and it's unfortunately I think it's about as buggy as beta Minecraft, but I think it's a little bit more polished. The way the nightmare mechanic triggers is if you don't have any blocks above you or walls or anything, and you need lighting. And just like the beta mechanic, if you have blocks that fill in the gaps like this next to your bed, this counts as darkness next to your bed. I'm pretty sure, and that's will cause the specter or whatever it's called to spawn and wake you up and annoy the shit out of you. So place your bed open like this, and and make sure you're enclosed by solid blocks. Slabs, just slabs as a roof or just stairs won't work. They gotta be fully solid blocks. It's a bit cumbersome and a bit annoying, I know, but hopefully that helps. I have talked to Yonako himself, and hopefully he can make this mechanic a little bit easier to deal with, but I guess if not, then this is how you're gonna have to deal with it. But the second thing to know with beds is I don't know the exact numbers, but the way sleeping works is you can't sleep every single night. You can only sleep every other night, basically, or I believe it's every 24,000 ticks. I think it is. I guess the last thing to mention is the teleporter. I have crafted a teleporter, and the way the teleporters are crafted is with rubies. And you can use the different gems. You can use the diamonds, the emeralds, sapphires, rubies, and the all the other gem types as well. The way this is crafted, let me grab the cogs. So first you have to craft cogs, which is 4 iron in the crafting grid like this. You know, these 4 spots, and boom, you get cogs. So the way to craft the teleporters is, let's go to the knowledge book, put the cog in here, and it should list a recipe in here somewhere. Now, most of the cogs deal with the machines, which you probably won't be seeing any machine testing for me, because I just don't care. Alright, so here's the teleporters. Now, all teleporters are crafted in this same format. You have the 4 iron, and the 4 of the gem, and the cog in the middle. And that's how you get the teleporter. And that's how you get and then you have the teleporter out. So you have to make 2 teleporters to make a link. So, red teleporter in, it's crafted like this, and then it's slightly altered to get the red teleporter out. And like I said, all teleporters work this way. So you have to make 2 to make a waypoint, basically. So if I click this teleporter, this sends me to the caves that I've been exploring. I haven't explored all of this cave yet, and I might record some of it, but this is where I stopped, basically. And well, actually, I think I went down further, a little bit down there, but I was attacked by mobs when I placed this down. So, and you just simply right-click it, and that's how they work. And another important thing to know is teleporters only work in the dimension that you're using. If you had teleporters of all the gem types, which is 6 waypoints, you can only have them per one dimension. So the overworld, you can have 6 waypoints. The void, you could have 6 waypoints. Crimson, astral, so be it. But you can't use teleporters to cross dimensions. So please make a note of that. With that being said, I think it's time to actually do something new. And I'm going to clean up my inventory here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go explore the pyramid that we found in the last episode. And I'm going to try to conquer that. I have gotten quite a bit of resources, some iron armor, and even started some golden tools. So I have some things in my name now, and I can actually probably withstand a bit of a fight. So I think we're going to try that today. And we'll see how long that takes. Okay, I just cut away briefly, and I got absolutely fucked by a creeper. Ugh, my god. When I said I wanted this to be quick, I think the game took it personally. I guess I gotta fix this now. I guess this provides an interesting discussion from a while back when people were talking about, oh no, I think it was Jeb, who was saying that the creeper wouldn't be in modern day Minecraft if they made the game brand new today. And that's something that I can totally see. Like, that makes perfect sense. That they wouldn't do that. That they wouldn't add the creeper in the modern day. So, there's a couple things to say about that. I can understand why they wouldn't add the creeper in modern day Minecraft, mainly due to it just griefing people's worlds. But I find it interesting is they have things like the Phantom, which it doesn't grief your world, or how even the Enderman, which that was added a while ago, obviously. But the Enderman griefs, like for example, the Enderman griefs your world, but you don't even interact with the mob, so you just see griefing all over the place. At least with the Creeper, it's a one-to-one interaction that can either go well or go bad. The Enderman always will mess with your world, no matter, even before you kill it, and the Phantom is just incessantly annoying, and it doesn't damage your world or damage your things, but it forces you to do something that was previously optional, and that was sleeping. So I don't understand um the whole concept of we wouldn't add the creepers, but we'll keep some of these things here that are essentially the same, if not worse. Hi, zombie. Okay, I was gonna pick up the teleporter, but I think we'll just do this the old-fashioned way. Just so, because I kind of want to save that spot in the cave. Let me eat my apples. And alright, let's go. Howdy, spider. Oh, wait, no. I didn't want my... Fine, just use the sword. Whatever. I want to use the iron sword until we get to the boss. Let me put this here. Here we go. There we go. That's a better loadout. So. And skeleton. Okay, so I think the way we have to go is... this way. We'll go this way. So, how is everyone doing on this fine day? Yeah, it's right there. There's the pyramid. We didn't have to go very far. Yeah, but how is everyone doing in this fine day? It's currently Sunday, as I'm recording this right now. Yeah, I've had a very long day. I mean, I've had a nice day. The weather is beautiful outside. And, but now I can actually sit back and, do this. I am so happy that the weather is finally starting to shape up. It was really starting to dog on me for a while. But we're finally in June, and it seems in this time of year, June is when the weather changes. But it'll be rain and like 45 to 50 degrees for, you know, several months before that. So, hello, antlion. So yeah, I hope everyone's had a nice, whatever day it is for you currently. But yeah, I've had a pretty good day today, and I'm looking forward to beating this dungeon and then maybe going to bed. And looks like this dungeon is right on top of... Is this a wasteland? This is a wasteland. So they do spawn in wastelands. And this is the entrance here. They also spawn in deserts, obviously. But it's kind of funny how it's on a large gravel thing here. So... let's mentally prepare for this, shall we? Let's grab some gravel here. I should have brought some blocks, but... Let's eat some soup. Put that there. And, alright, let's do this. Wish me luck. Okay, mind the spawners. Man, it's really bright in here. Is that intended? I don't think it's supposed to be that bright in here. I'm not spawning anything because it's... Oh, is it because of the stairs? It is probably because of the stairs. Oh, hi. Guy, didn't even see you there. I don't think, Method thought of that. The stairs are, yeah, it's definitely not a lighting bug, so that's funny. What's in these pots? Anything fun? Cobweb. Ooh, a scroll of sharpness. Ashes. Ooh, a diamond. More ashes. I'm just... More mobs are spawning below me, which is a problem. Another diamond. It's pretty lucky. A dead bush. Okay, let's put all of this in the backpack. There he is. Archerus. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know about this. You're stuck. Oh, wait, you're not stuck anymore. Oh my goodness, he touched me. 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 Okay, I need to go up. I need to go up. I need to take a break. Whew. Oh, the lighting in here is so weird. What is happening? Get him! Get him! There we go. The Pharaoh is defeated. That wasn't too bad. It was kind of challenging. It wasn't too difficult. I got a tiki torch out of the deal. That's kind of funny. So what do we got in here? Oh, I almost didn't pick up the key. So we have some chests here with some good stuff. A poison potion, that's funny. Some nice goodies. That's over here. Another diamond. Wow, I got 3 diamonds out of this dungeon. That's really nice to have. Diamonds are very important. We're gonna have to be dealing with them later. But I'm gonna take this block of ruby. We'll take this block of sapphire. Take this block of emerald. And of course, I can't pick it up. That's a shame. But look how much gold we have here. Holy cow. This is gonna put us well on our way to being into gold tier already, which is gonna be nice. Gold, I would recommend going to the crimson, with gold or higher. Technically could do without it, but man, I would much prefer using gold over anything else. And this is going to be very helpful with progressing forward here. But let's take the dungeon key and let's see what we got in here. Hopefully, I'm going to hope for a lucky coin. A lucky coin is what I want. It's one of the best items in the game. So let's see. Oh my goodness. Jeez. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 staffs of healing. And we have 1 life shard. Boom, increasing our health already. I'm going to take the locked chest just for fun. And we have the staff of healing. Now, you might be thinking, if you have all of these staffs, like, what are you going to do with them? You can only use, because I think this durability, I don't think it's permanent, but you can repair these, so you don't need all of these staffs. So, well, that's where the whole scrap system is in place. You can scrap these yeah. Can I put this in here? Does it show anything? Yeah, so, well, I guess this shows how to craft this, but you can get scrap by putting this through a grindstone. There is a grindstone back at the house that I didn't that I forgot to mention, but I did craft. I guess I'll show that when we get back. But yeah, we have plenty of these that we could scrap them and use it to make other dungeon items if we wanted to. All right, look at that. That was easy. Let's put the stone chest down. These are just decorative. They don't really do anything other than just being a different type of chest, and you can't make double chests with them either. Now there is the obsidian chest, which do I have any obsidian? No, but yeah, there is an item called the obsidian chest, which works as like basically an ender chest that you can use. That is very helpful to have. But yes, this is the grindstone. Now, how you make the grindstone is a very interesting recipe, and it requires something called stone panels. Now, stone panels are basically this mod's version of vertical slabs, which are awesome. This game needs vertical slabs for some reason. Oh, whoops, that was dumb. There we go, fixed. But yeah, you can craft these stone panels with a block carver, which I haven't crafted yet, or you can craft them like this in the crafting grid like this, and that's how you get panels. So the way the grindstone recipe is, it requires a panel, and it's like this: 1 stick and 1 panel, or 2 sticks. Sorry, 2 sticks, 1 panel, and 1 diamond. And there you go, grindstone. And what this does is it reduce items. Now it can only reduce items that are undamaged, undamaged. So like if I put this iron sword in here, cannot reduce damaged items. So if I put the Pharaoh staff in here though, it will give me 2 tungsten scrap. So here we have 4 staffs of healing, or actually how much scrap is gonna, how much scrap is Staff of Healing gonna yield me? So if I put this in here, it's gonna give me 2. Okay. Now, if I take the, where's it at? My antline pincer. Oh, I didn't mean to pick it up. Thank you. So if I check the recipe book, do I have to smelt this? I don't remember how to make the coin. Might have to smelt this first. Actually, you know what we will do? Since the Staff of Healing is going to give me 2, I am at least going to scrap 1 just to figure it out. So let's put some extra blocks away. Then you get scrap. Now let's put the scrap in the recipe book. And this will show me what I can do with it. So to make the Staff of Healing requires topaz, 2 tungsten scrap. The Pharaoh Staff requires a ruby. Now the lucky coin. Okay, it does not need any antline extract. Perfect. I'm thinking of the Indev Plus recipe. But you know, this mod's very similar, but these mods have similarities, but they're not the same. So perfect. So we'll just scrap 2 of these Staffs of Healing. Requires 3,000. It is a hefty price. But there we go. And now I can make my own lucky coin, which has fortune and looting. So basically what this item does is when you wear it, any blocks that you mine, like any ores and stuff like that, you'll get fortune, obviously, and whatever mobs you kill, you'll get looting off of different mobs. So this is a very important item to have. And if you can't find it in the dungeon, you can always craft it. So I always recommend people to look to have this coin. It is very lucky after all. So let's craft this, get the lucky coin, and now remember, when you're wearing this, I think you can you repair this? You might be able to repair this. I'm not sure. I would assume, but don't quote me on that part. But what I am trying to say is when you wear this, which goes in the ring slot, right? Yeah, goes in the ring slot. When you wear the lucky coin, it will take damage no matter what you're breaking. So if you are only mining, if you're like strip mining, for example, the lucky coin will take damage with every block that you break. So be very mindful about how you use it. So, but we'll keep this for now. Let's put this in my, I guess we'll put the dungeon items in here for now. But we have 2 staffs of healing, which I'll keep 1. And we have the Pharaoh staff, which is going to be interesting to have. I might hold on to that as well. So that leaves us with an extra staff of healing, and a lucky coin. Alright, I think what we're going to do to close out this video is we're going to finish this little garden area that I started off camera. And I'm going to cut down those palm trees. I tell you what, guys. I sit here as I chop down my trees, and I just think about how I really, really don't want to go to work tomorrow. Work for me has been a very interesting process in the past several weeks, almost a couple of months now. Not to get, I'm trying not to get super, I'm the opposite of Steel Cat, I guess. I try not to get super in-depth about things, but just to briefly talk about it, I guess if there's anyone who can relate, is that work for me has been really slow, to the point where I can only make my normal allotted 40 hours, which I can't really complain. I am making the base amount of money that I'm required, and I have not been let go or anything of that sort. But work has been so slow that many people that and many of my coworkers have run out of work to do, and so we're all kind of fighting over scraps, basically, to figure out what we should be doing next? What job are we going to do next? And initially, when I was started working there, I could make as much overtime as I wanted. I could work 12-hour days if I wanted to, or 12 to 13-hour days if I wanted to. I only did that once, but I was comfortable with like a good 10 to 11-hour day at most, and make some extra money. And it's one thing to be said that you're not supposed to be, it's funny, like my boss was explaining to me that you don't, you shouldn't need overtime to get a living wage. But what my boss fails to consider, and what most people fail to consider, is that, like, yeah, you shouldn't need overtime, but you absolutely need it. Overtime is absolutely necessary. And as much as I hate it, I hate, working longer hours, it was really nice to have. And I haven't had any in I don't know how long. And there was signs of work picking up and things being a little bit more uh, busy, but that quickly died in the water from what I understand. So, I don't know. What I've been doing at work lately has been very menial stuff, like scrubbing floors, uh, cleaning toilets, and just super. They're keeping me employed, okay? They're paying me money, and I can't really. At the end of the day, I'm trying not to bitch and complain about that, but at the same time, it worries me, especially in the stupid economic bullshit that we're in right now. So I'm trying desperately not to be negative about it. But when I am done recording here and having my fun for the night, I will be, you know, getting ready for work tomorrow, and I'm just gonna be thinking about, man, all I'm gonna be doing is just, the most simple of shit. But, if it keeps me paid, I'm fine with it. And still, um, until they start laying people off, I won't be too nervous. In which, what's funny is that we've actually been told that if you have no work, you don't have to come in. It's not technically being laid off. It's like a voluntary thing, which I think it's crazy. If you don't have to be there, but they'll still keep you employed if you don't want to. But I personally am like, well, I want to have something to do. I want to make my paycheck. Okay? I guess some people are lazy and they don't give a shit, but I give a shit. So yeah, I guess that's a little window into my background thoughts as I play this mod right now. Whoops. Misplaced block. Chimney Swift would be proud. Let's bring this around. Can I place torches on the sides of fences? No. I guess that would look weird. Yeah, I need a way to, like, light this place up. But what if I have fences? What if I just use them? Ah, shocker, I know. So what if I do that, and then that, and then place this here. This is gonna look stupid. This would probably look dumb. Yeah, it's not so bad. That looks alright. I'm gonna have to do that on the other side here, though. What if I do, stick it out like that? Well, yeah, and then do this. This is still gonna look kind of goofy, but stick with me here. The sun is going down, so that's perfectly gonna help me with this nonsense. And then maybe let's do one here, one here. Yeah, I like that. And then I guess we could just glass that in. I don't know. Let's fill out these corners like this. I don't want to jump, because if I jump, I'll destroy the ground. let's do this. Let's do a couple more like that. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. You know what? That's nice. I like that. Let's see. Hopefully this is enough glass. If not, then I'm gonna cry. No. Oh, you bastard. That was my fault. Oh man, if that messes with me, I'm gonna need more glass, aren't I? Ugh. Dude, please, if it comes down to one block. Okay, I don't feel so bad now. Damn it. Okay, let me just I'm gonna fix that real quick. Alright, so take a look. This is my current stash of all of my resources. I have plenty of copper, a little bit of iron. I need to go mining for some more of that. A plentiful amount of gold, 6 diamonds, and a bunch of rubies and other gems. I think the only gem I'm missing are the ones that are not spawning in the overworld. So that's pretty good progress, I'd say. I think in the next recording and in the next episode, I think I'll go exploring, do some caving. I'd like to find the other dungeons and go through those, and then, you know, of course, eventually go to the Crimson and stuff as well. But I'm gonna have to think a little bit more about that for the next time, because I'm gonna need to prepare a little bit more than what I've done today. I will also probably make a basement to this village house, and maybe even a loft, just maybe for like decoration purposes. But I'm definitely gonna make a basement to I need storage is getting rather crazy, and it's best to do that sooner rather than later. But let's take a look at this, shall we? So here's the greenhouse. Let's fill that back in. And honestly, just for on a whim doing this right now, I'm really happy with how this turned out. This looks pretty cool, and I think I've done a really good job of transforming this this village house here. So, but I think that's going to be it for me today. A little bit of a short one, like I wanted, and we'll come back next time with some more exploration and trying to progress further into the mod. So this is how the house looks from up here. Let's do, yeah. Oh, I can't zoom, but we can do the old F7. I love this isometric camera mode. It is perfect. But yeah, it's a nice little view of the house. Let's take a nice screenshot. Maybe like that. I mean, I'm not going to be using screenshots for my thumbnails. I have a really awesome thumbnail that was made by Mirror Jaded, but so yeah, let's just do that. Boom, take screenshot. So I think that's going to be all for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of testing out Minecraft Infinite. I had a lot of fun in this recording today, and I am looking forward to seeing you guys in the next one. If you want to stick around, please subscribe. If you want to leave a like, of course, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.